His honor had been stolen, his career destroyed, his family torn apart. For 15 years, he'd lived in silence. But when he had to reveal his old identity to protect the town, it was time for injustice to be held accountable. Before we begin this powerful story of justice, tell us in the comments which city you're watching from. And if you believe stories of heroes fighting injustice should be told, hit that subscribe button. Michael Stone worked as a security guard in a small town outside Fort Bragg, North Carolina. 47 years old, graying hair, deep lines on his face, eyes carrying traces of old pain. No one knew his real identity. 15 years ago, he was Colonel Michael Stone. Now he was just Mike, the town's most trusted security guard. He lived alone in a small house, never married. He was going to marry, but the court-martial process had ended everything. His fiancée Sarah had left him. His family had disowned him. Every morning at 6 a.m. he went to work, returned at 6 p.m. He worked security at the bank, post office, and city hall. He didn't talk much with anyone, just did his job and left. His neighbors loved him, but didn't know him. "Good man, quiet man," they'd say. Some were curious about his past, but Michael never gave explanations. Everything had changed in 2008. Back then, he served at the Pentagon with the rank of colonel. He worked in special operations, counter-terrorism. One morning, his superiors had called him. "Colonel Stone, we have an important mission for you." Mission: conduct secret negotiations with terrorist cells, convince some leaders, initiate conditional peace process. Michael had opposed. "This is treason. I won't participate in this operation." "This is an order, Colonel." "I will not carry out this order." A week later, an arrest warrant was issued. Charge: insubordination to superior officers, undermining military discipline, treason. Michael was shocked. Treason. He had served his country for 20 years. The court-martial process began. His superiors testified against him. Colonel Stone disobeyed orders. He showed insubordination. He sabotaged state policies. Michael said in his defense, "I will not commit treason. This order is wrong." But no one listened. The court rendered its verdict. All ranks revoked, discharged from military. After the court decision, his life became hell. His fiancée Sarah came. "Michael, I can't marry a traitor." "I'm not a traitor, Sarah. The court decided you were." She left the ring and walked away. His family gave the same reaction. His father on the phone. "You're no longer my son." "Dad, I'm innocent. The court found you guilty." "Don't call again." Michael left Washington. He came to a small town, changed his name, got a new identity. He began living as Michael Stone. The first years were very difficult. He couldn't find work. Landlords wouldn't rent to him. When he said former military, people became suspicious. Finally, he found security work. It was simple work, but honorable. No one asked questions. He got his paycheck and left. 15 years passed like this. Alone, silent, forgotten. But he couldn't sleep at night. He constantly had the same dream. In the courtroom, the judge calling him guilty. Everyone in town knew and loved Michael. He was reliable, honest, helpful. Grocer Pete: "Michael's a good man. When there's trouble, we call him." City Secretary Linda: "Very disciplined. Never late, never complains." Police Chief Captain Davis: "Very knowledgeable about security. I don't know where he learned it, but he's good." Michael was content with this simple life. No one questioned him. No one wondered about his past. But sometimes he missed the old days. Uniform, rank, respect, honor. It was all left behind. November 15th morning, everything changed. Michael was on security duty at the bank. At 10:30 a.m., what seemed like an ordinary day had begun. The door opened. 3 people entered. They looked like normal customers, but Michael noticed something. They were acting very nervous. His old military training kicked in. He made a risk assessment. All 3 came at the same time, looking around very carefully, hands constantly going to pockets. Standing near exit door. These were signs of a terror attack. Michael made eye contact with the bank employees, quietly approached the alarm button. Just then, one of the terrorists shouted, "Nobody move! This is an operation!" Michael immediately took position. 15 years had passed, but his reflexes hadn't disappeared. The terrorists moved to draw his weapon, and Michael's intervention happened simultaneously. He neutralized the first one with military close combat techniques. He took strategic position and intervened with the second. He caught the third as he tried to escape. In 5 minutes, he had neutralized all 3. Everyone in the bank was shocked. How was this security guard so professional? When police arrived, Captain Davis was surprised. "Michael, how did you do this?" "Experience." "What experience?" "You're a security guard." Michael stayed silent. He couldn't explain. "These moves are military level. What did you do before?" "It doesn't matter." The incident made national news. Headlines read, "Security guard prevents terror attack." Michael's photo was published in newspapers. That night his phone rang. An unknown number. "Is this Colonel Stone?" Michael froze. After 15 years, he was being addressed by his rank. "I'm not a colonel." "You are Michael Stone, former Colonel Michael Stone." "Who's calling?" "Retired General Robert Martinez." "I know you." General Martinez came to town. He met privately with Michael. "Colonel, we searched for you everywhere. I'm not a colonel anymore." "You're always a colonel." That court-martial was wrong. Michael was surprised. "What do you mean?" "The 2008 operation really was treason." "You were right." "Then why?" "Because we couldn't prove it then. But now we have documents." General Martinez showed the documents. "The operation you opposed was secret collaboration with terrorists. Your superiors who gave that order were working for money. They accused you because you refused to come clean." Michael examined the documents. Everything was clear. "Where did these documents come from?" "CIA archives. After 15 years, the classification period expired." "What happens now?" "Court-martial will be reopened. Your innocence case." The case was reopened at the Court of Military Appeals. This time, there was evidence in Michael's favor. Financial records of his superiors. From that period, secret correspondence with terrorists, bribery documents, CIA reports. His former superiors were now in defensive position. Michael testified in court, 15 years ago, I did what was right for my country. I was wrongly accused. My family rejected me. My career ended. My life was ruined. But I'm not sorry, because my conscience is clear." After 3 months of trial, the court rendered its decision. Colonel Michael Stone's 2008 conviction is overturned. All ranks are restored. Right to compensation is recognized. Honor is restored. Michael cried in the courtroom. After 15 years, his honor had returned. General Martinez offered, "Colonel, come back. We'll promote you to Brigadier General." Michael thought. His old life, uniform, rank, honor. "Do I have time to think?" "Of course." "The decision is yours." When the townspeople learned the truth, they were shocked. Mike was a colonel. He was wrongly accused for 15 years. That's why he came here. Everyone began showing him even more respect. The city held a ceremony for our hero neighbor. Michael spoke at the ceremony. "I'm not a hero. I just did my duty." A week later, Michael made his decision. He called General Martinez. "General, I won't be coming back." "Why?" "Because I've built a new life here. These people accepted me." "But your rank, your career." "My honor is enough. I'm happy here." Michael decided to stay in town, but he was no longer hiding. He began giving military discipline training to young people. He consulted with police on security matters. He reorganized the town's security plan. Some addressed him as Colonel, but he preferred they say Mike. His family, seeing the news, called to apologize. "Son, we made a mistake." "Dad, it's in the past. Come back, this is your home." "No, Dad. My home is here now. Sarah also called wanting to talk, but Michael politely declined. Sarah, you weren't there in my hard times. You don't need to be here in my good times either. A year later, Michael was promoted. He became the town's security director. You're a hero now, said the police chief. No, Michael said. I'm just someone who experienced justice that came late. That night, he slept peacefully at home. For the first time in 15 years, his conscience was both clear and honored. Because he had learned, sometimes justice comes late, but it always comes. If you think this story gave you hope, tell us your city in the comments, and subscribe to help ensure that stories of heroes like Michael who fight injustice continue to be told. Sometimes the greatest victory is persisting in what you know is right.